and go live on there. I guess when everybody hops on, once you have joined us, we have got myself, Joshua Verwers, and Jared Brown.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, Jared. How you doing?
Hello, Josh.
We got the vlog pastors
Oh, live.
live. We are live and in effect right here on YouTube. For those that are joining that are seeing us, say hello. Say what's up. It's been a minute since you've seen our lovely faces, and we love you and we miss you.
We do. We were literally just talking about that. It has been a few. How long has it been for you? I'll look for you. Don't worry.
Don't know.
I'll hop in and look for you.
I think it was just before or after Christmas. Something like that, I think, is when it was. If I remember,
it's been 2 weeks ago. Oh, that's not bad. 2 weeks ago. It's weird because we've been at such a pace coming into this thing.
Right.
We were doing daily vlog pastor stuff, and then we were doing weekly stuff, and we were doing multiple times, blah, blah, blah. And now it's been 2 weeks for you. It's been longer for me.
It's been a minute for you. Looks like we got Diana Gladney that's hopping on and saying, hey,
Diana!
Live from editing in Deep Space Nine. She would enjoy the struggles that you and I have had for the last 2 hours trying to get this live stream going. That's what happens when we delay so much. Adrian Wilkins Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well. So glad to hear you. Normally we would be bringing up the comments here, but for some reason my vMix social does not want to work. So I might have to close it down, disable it, open it back up. We'll figure it out. So Jared,
we shall figure. Yes, sir.
How you been?
Man, I think we can relate to one another in this particular season of life, with YouTube going on, and church, and family, and Christmases, and New Year's, and birthdays, and all the demands on time. I am and have been busy.
Yes.
Super busy. Yourself?
Yes. Swamped.
Yes.
Utterly swamped. It has been, I mean, everything you just said, it is rough. These guys often, when you see us on YouTube, when you see us on social media, we're talking. Jared and I have got a friendship that goes beyond the socials. And so we had, was it in a 2-hour phone call yesterday?
Yeah. It's whenever our wives come in and say, you're done. Come on. We got to go.
Yes.
That's when we end our phone calls.
Yep. That's pretty much how it has to go. And yeah, it was just, it was such a exhausting last several months that, it took us a 2-hour phone call for me to unpack everything and cry on your shoulder for 2 hours.
Man, I still unpack what happened in 2019 is entitled the 2019 recap, because I don't know that which vlog season was it? I think it was 2.0, where I don't think we fully realized what happened to us and the strain of incorporating YouTube into an already busy ministry and life and marriage and blah blah blah. But it's just I'm still feeling the effects of that. I think we learned our lesson. I think we learned that you don't have to post every single day for the rest of your life and make sure that something's coming out, but you do need that creative itch scratched, and you do need to keep a community and outreach and your emotional connections with other people that you've already built relational connections with and vibrant and going on. So I think we learned a lot, man, but we also went through a lot. Would you agree?
I would totally agree. I don't regret dailies one bit.
Not at all. Not at all.
I enjoy the learning process. I have officially done a Vlogust, a Vlogmas, and a Veda. It was good, but I don't have any desire to do that long of a challenge ever again. That being said, I've also learned in life to never say never, because sometimes it just kind of bites me. But I don't foresee, I'll put it this way, there is this much chance that I'm doing a daily in April. Like this much out of my arms go beyond the screen. It's this much. It's very little. I don't think it's going to happen. So Diana's saying, laugh out loud, live stream troubles, no such thing. She cannot relate whatsoever. And then we've got our buddy,
Web of lies.
Henry.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Henry in the house saying, hey, boys, good to see you, Henry.
Henry, man, I've been watching your stuff, dude. You have stepped it up on Facebook. I love it, man. Keep on.
Yes, absolutely. Doing a great job over there, so it's been fun to watch. So, okay, Jared, so we're doing this year in review. Vlog Pastors Year in Review.
Yes, sir.
For those that are jumping on live, feel free to drop us a question if you've got anything you're wanting to know about. Where do we start? What section of life, ministry, social ministry, all of the stuff that we're involved in, where should we start? Christianity in general. Where do you think is a good starting point for us to start with? What did 2019 look like?
So let's just hit like the big stories. I'm thinking, you know, what comes.
That sounds amazing. You
use
cut
as
out
a
on
spring.
us.
Perfect. Let me know when I'm back.
You're back. You're good.
I love
You're good.
my connection. If there's anything glitchy about this show at all, it's going to be my connection out here in the sticks, out here in the woods.
Yep. 100%.
I think we should start with big moments. A huge thing that happened in 2019. Obviously, it's something that was fed from years prior. He had been connected, been seeking. You know, the Lord had been speaking to him, but out really opened up in 2019, and the reaction from the Christian community. And I think that was a huge piece of 2019 that we can all kind of rally around, because I loved your video. Here's where I'm gonna go with this. I loved your video. I thought it was perfect, straight down the pipe, because I could not understand what the issue was. I'm pretty sure, I'm just going to be honest on this thing, I'm pretty sure that's our whole entire plan, is to find people whom Jesus is after, which is everyone, find people, introduce them to him, and then watch the fruits of that relationship evolve. And you're supposed to find the dirty, wicked guy who's married to the prostitute. Come on,
right?
So that so that Jesus can save the prostitute and her family and all that. Come on, I'm not calling his wife a prostitute by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying she was related to all. You know, they were like, Kanye West, really? Should he be speaking for the Lord? Yes. Come into contact with our living God. I thought you did a fantastic job of saying lately, this is what our God is.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, because I would agree that. I mean, of course, I agree with myself. We would hope I don't. But it was one of those, when it came out, when he released the album, I listened to it. I am still walking around telling my wife and kids they're my number one with the lemonade, you know. And it's just, I loved the album. I loved
You my Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, the eccentricity of it. It was just unique. It was different, and it was reverential. That's the word I thought of it. It was reverential. He was trying to honor God.
It spoke to a relationship, man. It spoke to a relationship that was developed. He was getting something and an experience. He wasn't writing about things that he had read in the text to try and be relevant to a specific community. He was talking from the heart, and you could tell it came across in the lyrics. I was impressed.
Yeah,
skeptical at first, like I'm sure everybody else was, but who cares? Let's say he falls away tomorrow. Not to say who cares. We want him to keep tracking, but
I get what you're saying. It's like
that was a genuine experience.
Yeah, people were all ready to throw his ministry under the bus, like he had made some type of grave error that he hadn't made. And yes, I specifically said ministry, and that's where people were getting caught. They're thinking of him as a pastor. He is not saying that, but he does have a ministry, just like each and every one of us Christians do. We're all called, as Paul tells us, to the ministry of reconciliation, of reconciling the broken relationship with father and children. And that's what he has. And it was just kind of sad that people were all ready to crucify him, throw him under the bus. And it's like, why? Okay, so he's not perfect. Who among us is? You know?
Here was the challenge for me. If you want to get down to the meat and potatoes of it, here was where it buffeted up against me. This is a fella who fills stadiums. He fills stadiums with concerts with
Right.
people. He brings in lots of money. He's a billionaire, that sort of thing. We are all, we being Christians, we being ministers who are called to our own spheres of influence. We're trying to fill those stadiums for the glory of God. We're trying to find those people, rally them around, and he does it naturally.
Yeah.
And that was such a bypass and an affront to people who were trying to find momentum and we did this, we reached this community, so we need to try and bring in these fields of faith. Let's get them all together. And Kanye comes in on the scene and he says, I'm holding the word, and everybody says, how do I get there? For the love of all that's good, I want to be in that stadium and I want to witness this. And God turned somebody in an instant. I loved it, but it was offensive.
Well, and who was the preacher that, and I want to say it was an evangelist early turn of the century that said, if you set yourself on fire from God, people will come from miles around to watch you burn.
People come to watch it burn. Yeah.
And it's like, that's what I see in him. I see somebody that is passionately on fire for God. And people are ready to watch him burn, but I'm just excited. And it wasn't just him. In 2019, there were a lot of celebrities that were professing Christ. I mean, one that didn't get a lot of attention, Dolly Parton had that Netflix series. And I don't know if anybody caught it or not, but she winds up releasing this Netflix series. So she releases this series on Netflix, a show or whatever it was. I didn't actually watch it yet, but I've had so many people telling me how amazing it was, where she was just vocal about giving God glory through that. And to me, that's kind of an amazing thing. It's not like Dolly's not been a Christian. I think everybody's kind of following her for a while and seen some of that. Yeah, Jared, your screen went black for a second. But it was one of those that, you've got Dolly Parton, you've got Chris Pratt, you've got Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber, and I mean, Chance the Rapper, even talking about some of his early stuff, he would talk about God, but after getting married, it was completely different. And the thing, those stories come along, most people aren't really paying attention to him or giving him a second thought, because it's like, yeah, it's just another celebrity that's saying something. But all of a sudden, when Kanye does it, because of not just who he is, but who he's married to, and honestly, I think even more because of who he's politically inclined to support, that people just wanted to run as fast as they could and just tear him down. And to me, it's like he's not getting political in this. He's being biblical in this. And he's just saying, this is my God, and I just want to share him with you. So I enjoyed it. Oh no, we lost Jared's audio. Jared, we have lost your audio. You have no audio. I don't know what's going on, but you've got to get this figured out. Harley actually hopping in here, and he's in the house. Dustin in the house as well. Harley saying he was thinking of that quote the other day and does not remember who it was. I can't remember for sure. People will come to watch you burn. John Wesley, there it is. It pops up. It says, light yourself on fire with passion, and people will come from miles to watch you burn. No, you have no audio, Jared. I have no idea what that was. He's trying to do very poor sign language at the moment. That doesn't help either. Your screen is mirrored. Send help. I think that's what it says if I can read backwards. Jared is saying, send help. I have no idea what is going on. Well, Jared, bear with us. Little technical difficulties. Yeah, I don't see anything coming whatsoever. I wish I could help you out there, brother, but I don't know what you got going on. Play around with it. You keep playing around, and we will keep talking. Harley Correctin. Google says it's frequently misattributed to Wesley. I'll take it. I will 100% take Google's quote of it being misattributed just because I believe Google's a great source of all information. No, I have no idea. I don't really remember who it is, but Jason Mayfield in the house saying, you're live. We are live. We are roughly going through this live stream, but I don't know. Yeah. Jared, Jason Mayfield is your help. He says, here's the help. Plug it in. That's what you need to do. If you look at the screen, can you see this? He's saying, plug it in. That was good. Yep, he tips the hat. That's the good thing. Dustin, side note, when are we all getting together for a Hertz donut? I have no idea when we're getting together for a Hertz donut. Jared, I'm not quite sure because we've got him going through vMix call. If you want to try to shut down the call and restart the call, feel free. We can figure that out. I'll be lumping through here for a little bit, so let me switch over. I'm going to jump you guys just onto my screen so you can see my lovely face for a little bit, and while we're doing that, we're going to try to get Jared restarting and hopefully get him coming back in pretty quick. So what we're doing is 2019 year in review. We're just really trying to kind of do a little bit of a recap, talk about what is it that's going on, what happened, what are our thoughts on it, all of that stuff. And so we can be talking life, ministry, Christianity in general. If you guys have got any questions, any topics that you want us to tackle, feel free to just drop them in the comments section below. We will get to them. We'll even pull them up on the screen as long as we like you. And then what we'll do is we will do our best to answer them. I've got Jared Brown here with me, hoping that he gets going live before too long. That's what we're trying to do, and we're believing that can happen. So, Jared,
Kick
are you
off
there?
your shoes, come on in. Hello.
Okay, so
Hello?
we have got Jared is back.
Oh, thank goodness. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you well. The only thing I have to do is just add a couple different screen changes real quick, but it won't take us too much. Do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and boom, there we go.
Man,
we got you back in.
Awesome. So where did we leave off? What are we talking about now?
I don't know, but you have a little bit of an echo. But I would rather have an echo from you than nothing from you.
Ah, thank you.
Ooh, actually that
Say
works.
something I'm giving up on. No.
Dustin hopping in. Let's see if we can pull up this chat real quick.
Dustin! What's up, my man? Thank you for the visit.
Yes. So
Dude,
Dustin
awesome.
is saying, over my face, glad 2019 is over. Rough end of the year for our family. Lots of sickness, surgeries, funerals, etc. Just happy to welcome 2020. Yeah. So this gets me thinking here, Jared. Let me ask you this question. What was the best thing that happened in family life in 2019 for you guys? And then I want you to also think about what is the worst thing that happened. And you can give me those in either order. Most of us as human beings, we usually go with the pessimism aspect of it. And so I could tell you guys that the worst thing that happened.
And then end on some optimism?
Yeah, that would work. So for me, the worst thing would be, funeral, loss of, my uncle passing, and that whole time there was, a lot more that we're not going to get into, but it was just a very difficult time that really kind of started in about August and ran through like Thanksgiving, and it was just really rough. So there was that whole thing that was probably the worst thing. The best, honestly, that I would say that happened was, honestly, this is going to sound a little bit of a cop out for some, and others are going to think that I'm being too materialistic in it. But honestly, with what's happened through online and social media, so really what wound up happening, I not only got to see you, Jared, face to face out in Vegas, but I also got to meet up with Diana Gladney, not just in Vegas, but then also in December when she came up and we did the video podcast.
Diana!
And then what you guys didn't see, and might see a little bit of it in a upcoming vlog, I was able to actually meet up face to face with Jason Mayfield as well. And so it was building some more of those relationships and those friendships. That was probably the highlight for my year, a lot of that. And not to say that just because that was the highlight, the other things that happened didn't matter. That's just the one that had a little bit bigger impact, especially with the online digital ministry. If you're not in it, it's hard to understand it. And so to have, you guys as friends, that really helped me to kind of find some people, a tribe that can help talk to me through some things as we're going through that. So that would be my low and my high. How about you?
Cool. Cutting out a little bit, but I think it's my turn. Did you ask me?
I did.
Yeah. So I think, thank you. I think that my low, if we're talking family wise, my grandmother, she fell and she broke some stuff, and it turned out that she had broken more. They thought she had just messed up her knee and her leg, and it turns out that she had messed stuff. And anyway, it just ended up being a bad deal, and she caught an infection and couldn't really get over it a long period of time. She didn't die. I don't want to imply that, but it just took months of being in the hospital, months of discouragement, months of praying, months of stuff like that. So that was kind of the low of the year, family wise. Personally, the low of the year for me is just discouragement in not knowing where God wants me to go with video and with the church and that sort of thing. So 2019 was a real frustration of, am I supposed to be launching out into, full on this video thing, or do I need to withdraw a little bit so I can dedicate some more time to the church? And which conversations that you and I have had over and over and over again. Appreciate you being on the other end of the line for those. And then positives have been the breakthroughs to those moments where God has come through and said, I know exactly what I'm doing. You may be veering off, a little bit too energetically this direction or not enough this direction. But just realizing that he has a steady plan and purpose for our life and ministry, and kind of just relaxing in that and enjoying him as he puts the pieces together. Just the sense in the last month, even though I haven't been on YouTube, of rest and breakthrough, and vision, if you will. I'm sorry. I love the thing 2020 vision. I love it. I'm with everybody. It's cliche and a half. I got it. But there does seem to be a shift, if you will, in the heavenlies, that there's something new going on, and we all need a fresh perspective moving into the next decade, if there is such a thing as time. Getting a little weird here, but if there is such a thing as time, we need a fresh perspective. So getting that for the church, particularly in the last week, and for our family, has been it's just been life to me. It's like the people perish for religion. I will perish if the Lord's not setting a course for me. So just the reality or the realization, if you will, of he knows what he's doing. We're walking in step with what he's asked us to walk in step with. We're being faithful to that. Has been a huge oh, okay.
That's
What's
awesome.
next?
That is awesome. I love that. I want to get to a couple of these that somebody even put on here. So Henry hopping in saying, I know that my life took a turn right after Vegas. I was on fire. Then the devil took a big shot at me. Saying some of his
we stand with you, brother.
Yeah, some of his highlights, being ordained as a minister, my son's graduation from the Army,
buddy.
and going to Vegas and meeting you guys and
that.
Diana. Yes, and of course, Diana made the highlight of 2019. Woohooey. Says, love connected meeting up with you guys and meeting the Verwers fam. And she loved getting some Storm figurines, a Funko Pop as well. So, Dustin.
Wow.
Dustin and the boys visiting was Jared's best thing that happened.
It was up there. I can't lie. I loved meeting you guys. I love meeting your boys. I know I've already said this on one of our live streams, but man, truly an honor. You have some amazing sons. Those are going to be some mighty men in the faith if they aren't already.
Yep. Yeah, for those that didn't know, we went down. So Dustin, my older brother, and his boys met up with me, my son, and a couple from church. We wound up going to Tulsa to a men's conference, and then right afterwards, they decided, hey, South Carolina's home. We're in Oklahoma. Why not go to Texas and
you guys are
meet
crazy.
up with Jared? And
You're crazy.
So
apparently, this is a Verwers thing.
It is. Yeah, we just.
I don't
because
understand.
We can.
It is not a Brown thing.
Yeah.
No, we don't add additional miles onto it. No, you guys are crazy. But it was a blessing. It was an honor. We took you to the greasiest Mexican food place we could find. Gave you top-notch treatment. Some of our best we could offer to you. So
nice.
I was told no pit barbecue because Joshua had already blown all that up. So there you go, Mexican food. Next down the hatch over here in Texas.
Yeah. They wound up coming, and we hit Elmer's Barbecue in Tulsa. So good. So good. So, yeah, I don't think they wanted to try some barbecue after that. Dustin says
hey,
that Jonas
Henry, man, I did get to. I just want to mention real quick, Henry.
Yeah.
I did get to see your son through your Facebook posts and things like that. You guys rallying around your son, celebrating him going into the military. Man, just being a military man myself, he's gonna look back on those moments and line. You guys stood with him and launched him well, and it was cool to see, man. It was cool to see you guys take that moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Then Dustin was just saying that Jonas is heading on a missions trip in June. So
hey,
that will be absolutely amazing.
Where's he going? Sure. Where's he going?
I don't know, Dustin. Where is he going? I can't even remember. I should know, but we'll wait. Dustin will say it here in just a second. I don't know why that Honduras keeps popping in my head, but I probably got a dozen people that I know of that are going on missions trips. So we'll see if Dustin pops in on that. While I'm thinking about that, and while we're waiting for Dustin's response to give us an update on where Jonas is going, so we talked about family life, highs and lows.
Yep.
Let's do something like this. Here's what I want. This is going to be good. This is the most important question that we can possibly answer on this live stream.
Can't wait.
It is a top 3 answer. What are the top 3 movies that you watched in 2019?
John Wick 3. Was that this year?
It was this year.
John Wick 3. Let's see. Top 3 movies. Was Endgame this year?
Endgame was this year.
I'm going to allow it.
Those were 2 of my 3, but I think the third one you and I are going to differ on.
Okay, let's go for it. Let me look up.
My third one, It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Oh, you know what? I heard that was fantastic, actually.
Phenomenal movie.
One of my big guys from church who's
Absolutely phenomenal.
he's one of those man's men kind of guys, and he said it was fantastic.
Yep.
Let's see, Joker, Marriage Story. Nope. I don't know, man. I think I'm just gonna be stuck with those two. I'll add John Wick again.
The other one that I enjoyed, and it would have made my top 3 had it not been for me just recently seeing A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. It would have been Breakthrough. I absolutely loved Breakthrough. I cried like a baby in the movie theater watching Breakthrough. So,
Breakthrough?
Yeah. Did you not watch Breakthrough?
No, I guess I didn't go to the. No, I guess I didn't even go to the movies this year because I don't recognize any of these things. Joker, yeah, but it's kind of weird. Sorry, guys. Lighthouse, Hustle. No. I don't know. I don't recognize any of these. Sorry, man. I got 2. Apparently, I saw 2 movies. Oh, you know what? We watched Aladdin last night. I'm gonna throw up Aladdin.
No, if you watched it last night, that's a 2020.
Right.
Then
that's right.
You don't get it. So I'm coming in with a technical denied. Because I said, what were your top 3 that you watched in 2019? I was waiting for you to say something like, I don't know, Ferris Bueller's Day Off or something like that. But no.
Oh, fine. No, I guess I saw the movie Mother. Netflix.
No.
Netflix original. Mother. I saw that in 2019. Liked it.
There you go.
Sci-fi. Yes.
That works. I don't remember if I saw that or not. Although I will say that after you had talked about John Wick, and I thought, all right, I got to give it a shot.
Isn't this great?
And
a couple pastors talking about John Wick.
Yep. And then I had one of the guys in church that he's like, oh, John Wick is amazing. And then I had one of my other friends telling me how good John Wick was. And I was like,
it was
all right,
right around. This whole thing started coming up because it was right around when we were making videos about, whether to arm yourself in church, having teams, those types of deals. Mm-hmm. And we're kind of kicking around, man, it's kind of controversial right now. It's even more so, given the recent shooting, which is just a couple miles up, from my house.
Right.
And, miles being like 30, 40, whatever it is. Anyway, and we were just kind of kicking around. I was like, man, have you seen the? I mean, if you're really talking about some gun movies and some gun action, do you watch John Wick? Have you ever seen that? And he's like, no, man, I haven't ever seen it. I'm like, be careful. I feel weird recommending it to you because it's definitely bloodlust and all that other stuff. But man, it's so good. It's such a good movie.
So good.
I can't believe you liked it. It's so good.
I absolutely loved it. So just from having a few recommendations, and it's people that have got like similar personalities and interest that I do, I'm like, I'll give it a shot. Well, then I hop on, I don't know, I was on my Roku and I was just looking for it. And I saw that they had a 3-pack for sale. And I was like, I'm just going to buy all 3 of them. So that's what I did. And it was good.
I'm going
and
for
I love it. And I can't wait for John Wick 4 coming out next year.
I forgot how intense. There you go. I forgot how intense that movie was as I went to watch number 3 until like we're about 10 minutes into it, and my wife's sitting beside me, and I look over, she's just like shaking her head.
Right.
I go, baby, I'm so sorry. I forgot about these movies. They are a little intense.
Oh,
but they're fantastic. If you're into like authentic gun work and martial arts and that sort of thing, they're really fantastic movies.
Right.
Because they slow it down and get it right. It's not one of those Blair Witch whipping the camera around type things.
Right.
They go through each step.
Yeah. Anyway. And if that's not
plug over
what you like, then avoid that and watch It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood or Breakthrough, and you'll enjoy those. So there we go. Yes.
I'm going to put that on the list. You're the second person who said that was fantastic. So.
Oh wait, did we just cancel our stream?
I don't know. If so, we're hanging out in here. What's up?
I punched a button and all of a sudden it said we were gone, but
topic.
No, I think we're still in. It was just acting funky for a second. I bumped something. I think we're still live. I don't think we have left. I apologize for that.
As long as Diana is still with us. That's all I care.
It
Diana, are you still
looks
here?
like
Or did you have to go
Diana
back to
is
work?
with us.
Oh, okay. That's all
Henry
I care.
thrown
Hi,
in Black
Diana. Hi,
Panther.
Henry.
Black Panther, another good movie.
Oh,
Now,
wait.
see, here's the thing.
That
We
was a
can get
fantastic
into
movie.
all of the good movies, and it was there. I told Genevieve when I was first thinking about this, it was like, what are my top three? John Wick 1, John Wick 2, John Wick 3. But I was like, no, actually, John Wick 3 is up there, but Endgame, I enjoyed it more. Black Panther would be up there, but I enjoyed John Wick more. And honestly, I enjoyed It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood better than both of those. I did. Completely different type of movie, but it was so good. And it was one of those movies that I like movies that will bring some type of an emotional reaction out of me. That one brought an emotional reaction.
Yeah.
That one got me to the point where I was fighting to hold back tears, but it was like sorrow and joy and excitement and everything wrapped up. With the exception of the bloodlust, but it was.
All
It
right,
was good.
my turn. My turn. My turn.
Yes.
My turn. Best YouTube creator of the year. Overall. Overall. Who did you find this year that you were like, man, whoa, they are making some stuff? I will say Chris and Becky. I don't know that I could recommend it as a family-friendly channel or anything like that.
Becky and Chris do
but I
some
stumbled-
amazing stuff.
Becky and Chris, that's it.
Becky has a potty mouth.
I came across their Cold Island series or whatever that is. Man, fantastic folks. Alex Steele. There's a couple good ones this year picked up.
That's hard. The best one, best YouTube creator of 2019.
Of 2019. Stumbled across in 2019.
I that I stumbled across in 2019. So somebody that I wasn't watching in 2018.
Yep. You can't say Diana Gladney. She's my number one too. Sonic Gray stays up there. No, you can't touch them.
You can't. Diana's still there. Yes.
No.
we can't. Okay, so if it's somebody that I stumbled upon in 2019 and I really started to find them, wow, that's. I'm thinking back. I would say no, because I was doing the Insta stories back in December, I think November. So that wouldn't have. I was thinking Jesse Driftwood for a second, but I think I actually caught him last year.
Yeah.
One of them that I've really enjoyed, and I know I found him this year. I don't know if it's necessarily the best one, but it's up there. Is Said by Me, CED by Me. So like ex or former Miami Dolphin football player, all about like faith, family, fitness, fun to listen to, fun to watch. So some of them are a little bit longer than I prefer and what's my normal taste, but I enjoy.
You don't watch anything over 6 minutes, man. Come on.
No, I really don't.
We all know you.
And it's like anybody has something that's over 6 minutes. So people that are just kind of in there, it's like, man, I'm skipping through. I honestly,
If
I
you
think
guys
maybe
don't know, he'll send you a notification and say, hey, I liked your video, but it was 12 minutes. But I watched it anyway. It was 8 minutes and 13 seconds.
So if it's if it's long, I love that YouTube will let me play like 1.5 or 2x the speed. And so I do that quite a bit. Okay, so Diana Gladney is posting, and she's saying that it would be Javier Mercedes for her. Javier's amazing. I love it. But that got me thinking, actually, who I think is the one I discovered, and this would be early 2019 when I caught on to him. It would be Jeff Barch from Story Greenlight. So that would be the one that if I were thinking, because he's probably the one I caught this last year that gave me the most inspiration to do more, as well as like the information of how to do it. And you guys know I'm all about the information and inspiration. So that was huge. I mean, so much that he gave me that he did the, it was like a
He's
thing
the thing
under
behind
the thing
the thing,
challenge.
right?
Yeah. Yep. Thing under the thing. So I'm thinking it was right around the beginning of the year. And if not, that's who I'm still saying anyways. So take that. That's what you get. There's my answer.
Sounds fair enough.
Hope you like it.
What do you think about while you're looking for the questions and whatnot? What do you think about Francis Chan moving to Myanmar, Hong Kong, wherever he decides to go? What do you think about that? That's another relevant piece. I get that it's 2020 eventually. That was a big piece that hit Christianity here recently. Are you up to speed on that, or is my audio working?
No, you're up to. Your audio is fine. I don't have a thought on it.
Don't have a thought?
No. And here's the thing.
There you go.
Especially with technology the way it is, there's no distance. There's absolutely no distance. He can go wherever he feels like going, wherever he feels God's calling him to go. Peace, brother. Enjoy it. Have fun.
That's why we do what we do, but it would transition over to, he's talking about fishing in a pool that's already oversaturated, which, hello YouTube, which is kind of, what's going on as YouTube fills up, because there's a lot more Christian creatives. I get that we all have our own unique voice and our own unique place, which otherwise we would be done with YouTube. But there is something to go into TikTok, which is what you've done, and casting your line out there and reeling in TikTok, big guy. Tell us about TikTok. Catch us up on what's going on with the kids on TikTok.
I can't do TikTok.
I can't do TikTok.
I don't know. Again, you guys have seen even with YouTube where I've kind of been absent the last, couple months, and really just kind of dialed back. That's been me on all social platforms. I do enjoy TikTok. And partially because, as you mentioned, I don't like long videos. And it challenges me.
Would you do me a favor? Would
Absolutely.
you please do me a favor? Would you make a video for us YouTubers, ministry folk, who would like to make a video on you? Explain to us what is a TikTok? No, explain to us how you do that, because I've watched countless hours right now in research of TikTok to figure out what is going on here. What are people communicating? How does this even work? How does it exist? And I don't understand. If anything,
here's the thing. I think with social media in general, you make it what you want it to be. All you really need to do is operate within the confines of how it was designed. So, here's the thing with YouTube. YouTube, when it first started off, it was cat videos. I mean, think about it.
True.
It was
cat
videos.
Yes.
That's what we watched. We watched cats running face first into a wall at a laser light. That's what we got. But YouTube has evolved, and now they've got YouTube TV. They've got their original programmings, television, movies that they're making. It has expanded. It is a entertainment conglomerate, and it's huge. The possibilities are endless. So with all social media platforms, I think that's the case. With TikTok, I really see it as being an endless possibility of what you could do with it. The only thing that we need to figure out as creators is what are kind of the confines? What are the guidelines of how it's to be used? And it's really 15 to 60 second video clips is what they want. And it's vertical. Now, they've got some native stuff that you can do. They've got other things. Honestly, it was like I was talking to my son about this, and TikTok to me seems like Vine with more of video memes added to it. So you'll get these audio clips, and then people are just almost lip syncing to the audio clips. And yes, there's like viral dances and challenges and things like that. But then you've got, a lot of Christian creators out there that are doing stuff from giving a quick little scripture to a devotional thought, or reading. And now TikTok is allowing live streaming as well. So then there's more possibilities. I haven't jumped in deep enough to really figure out what I'm able to bring to the table, other than I just try things. I just throw stuff against the wall, see what works and what fits.
The Mary did you know? Well played. To me, that showed an understanding of the platform.
Yeah.
It was like, really, that was beautiful.
That was after the conversation with my son of, am I right or not right that essentially it is video memes? And he said, yeah, pretty much that's the bulk of it. There's more to it, but that's it. And now that being said, my kids are not on TikTok. The only thing they really see on TikTok is what's on YouTube that gets posted from TikTok stuff, or when we're sitting on the couch and they see me scrolling through TikTok, then they'll come over. And I do a pretty good job of filtering out some of the stuff. So I'll sit there and get rid of different creators that are throwing a lot of profanity and stuff like that. So most of the stuff in my feed right now is, TikTok's recommending Christian content left and right. Well, that and like French Bulldog videos, because my girls love watching those. But yeah, so the video meme aspect, that's what led to the Mary Did You Know? And really it was, I just typed in Christmas Christian memes, and it pulled up a meme of Batman slapping Robin because Robin was singing Mary Did You Know? And I was like, oh, I'm going to recreate this. So
it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, see, if just in case you're watching this and wondering why in the world are we talking about TikTok and, what's the point and relevance to vlog pastors, the reason is because there are some people who look at social media or YouTube or whatever and say, hey, real relationships are face-to-face, which we totally agree. Real relationships are face-to-face. They're also online on social media. And you're reaching a certain group of people through your YouTube, your Instagram, whatever you're on right now, whatever we're on, Facebook, whatever he's got us jacked into right now. You're reaching, it's like your front door, it's your front porch where you're talking to folks, where you're talking about, what's new, what's hip. And then whenever you hit a new place like TikTok that has not been saturated with all the conversations that are going on, you're speaking into an open audience. It's almost like free promotion for a church or something. You'd be the first one in the old days to send out mailers. You're the first one to a new field saying, hello, is anybody hungry for the gospel? Or let's just do something polite, like we're going to buy gas, or we're going to buy you coffee, or all the different schemes or ideas or strategies that the church uses. Nobody likes the word schemes in the church, but whatever strategy you want to use, to reach the lost. It's just another open door for contact. And then once they go through that door and say, yes, I like you. Yes, I like this. I want to see more from you. I want to hear more about this. Then you hit the next barrier, the next boundary of, hi, welcome to my YouTube channel where we talk about Christian stuff. If you really, really, really hook in, hey, here's where I go to church. Hey, here's where my sermons are posted. Here's where the podcasts are. If you really want to grow, here's how you can get connected where you're at. Get me? That's why we're talking about TikTok.
Yeah, and you're spot on that. And that's the thing, like, we're both familiar with Trey Van Camp, and he does an amazing job of really leveraging YouTube, especially for the local church. And I think I saw in one of the groups that they're weekly getting visitors coming to the church, and he's finding out that they've watched his stuff on YouTube, and that's a lot of what led them to the church. And so there's ways of doing that. So it's finding your lane, finding what works. So with the Francis Chan thing, it's like, dude, if you feel like going and fishing in an unsaturated pond, go right ahead.
Yeah,
dude, do it.
Yeah. Or your goal may not be necessarily, reaching as many people as humanly possible. For instance, Andrew, how do you say his name? Ladisau? Ladisal.
Yeah,
He, he's very local, and I've
absolutely.
noticed that some of our YouTube videos, whenever they are community specific, they reach a bunch of people in the community,
Hmm.
whether we want them to or not. We may be reviewing a restaurant or have a snippet that we say about a restaurant or a coffee or whatever, and it has a huge weight in our community, and people will recognize us and say, "Hey, you're the vloggers. You're the," because we're a small town and we
Right.
kind of it's kind of a thing. Anyway, you're the vloggers, and you can gear your ministry towards reaching your community. What happens whenever you go to look for something on YouTube or your community, look for things in your community, and it brings up your YouTube videos where you're
Right.
reviewing things, where you're talking about issues in the community, where you're talking to city government officials. Anyway, whatever it is, whatever the Lord leads you to do,
Absolutely.
you can have a specific impact as well. That's what I'm looking
Yeah, and that's, I think, the biggest thing with any social platform out there. Actually, you know what? Let's take the social aspect out of there. Anything that we're doing, and as Christians, anything that we're doing for God starts with why. Why are we doing this? What is
Has to.
the end goal? What is
Has
it
to.
that he's really calling me to do? And if we start with why, we're able to figure out, how to do things and what we should even be doing. And so that's the thing with me. It's like, obviously my big why starting off was really just to encourage people to live by faith. And I thought, okay, how I'm going to do that is by reaching the unsaved. And I thought that was going to be my primary target. Well, I didn't know how exactly, but I knew what I needed to do. So I knew why, I knew what. Why I'm doing this, I need to encourage people to live by faith. What should I do? Get on social media. All of a sudden, it's like, here's my why. I hear the puppies in the background. Here's
Sorry,
my
man.
why. Here's what. And I thought how was by reaching the lost. And then all of a sudden I figured out, no, that's not really my wheelhouse. That's not my strength. But then I found that what I'm doing to really encourage the believers that are already there, that's really what it's kind of that strength that I've got. So then it was like, fine, I'm going to do it. So I'll get haters, I'll get naysayers that they don't like certain things that I'm doing. It was like, dude, you're not who I'm trying to reach anyway, so I don't even care. It's like, call me whatever you want. I don't care. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for God.
That's the beauty, because it's the same in the church, though. It's the same
Right.
in the church. We'll have visitors come by. I didn't like X, Y, Z about the church or about the people, or I didn't get anything out of the message. And it's
Yeah.
like, sorry, fantastic, because I hate that, but God wasn't speaking to you through me right now.
Right.
Sorry.
And that's the
what
thing.
is that?
I mean, as pastors, we know this. We'll sit there and we'll preach a message, and a dozen people in our church will hear a dozen different messages.
Oh man, yeah.
And none of it is what we intended to preach on.
Yep. My mentor, he calls it the miracle of the hearer. There's just because there's something that Holy Spirit is communicating
Right.
individually to each, and so though we may say one word, it can split up in 1,000 different ways and apply throughout, the illustration or the comedy part or whatever of your sermon or worship or watching a TV series, whatever. He's doing that thing that he does. And so you came across my channel, to your point. You came across my channel, you didn't like it. He wasn't talking to you through this.
Right.
I'm sure he'll talk to you through another
and that was like,
venue.
I found your channel, and I think I've talked about this in past. I found your channel through your wife. And I was trying to figure out Instagram. And so I'm just doing hashtags, pastor and stuff like that. And I think I had typed in like hashtag pastor's wife. And so I found your wife, and then I was like, I'm not going to just scope out somebody else's wife. I'm like, I'm going to check out the wife and then see if I can find her husband and see what their relationship's like. And then I get over to your Instagram page and I see Mavic Mondays, and I'm like, whoa. And then, of course, hop from there and I get to the YouTube, and I was like, yes. So then I just Instagram stalked you from that point. But that's me, what I do. But it goes to the point of how God uses us is really out of our control. I think we're more responsible for what we do and making sure that it's pointed in that why direction. And then let him deal with the how. There you go. That's
I'm
my
with.
thoughts.
I don't know. Sorry.
You're fine.
No. I'm with you. I was trying. I didn't know if you were asking me a question because I'm cutting out right now.
Yep.
But I'm with you. If you see confusion on my face, that's because I'm piecing together what you're saying. But I think if I'm still going, I'm not cutting you off. I think that the why is absolutely paramount. The what. Let's put it this way. I was just talking to a friend of mine, Jake, and I said, "Hey, we have to choose this, or this. We have a bunch of opportunities for how the Lord could use us, blah, 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 blah." And he says, well, let's do it all. I'm like, bro, no, we have to choose which one. We don't have enough time to do it all. He says, oh, sure we do. We'll let the Lord sort all that out, because why we're doing this is because he's called us to blah, 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 blah. And it's like, it's a fresh perspective. The what doesn't really matter. Like, he'll weed all of that out. I mean, you don't want to over dedicate yourself or over, take up too many obligations, but it was just a fresh perspective of, oh yeah, we're just head in a direction, because why we do it is, there you go. That's what matters.
Yep. I think the why is the most important. And that's like when it comes, pull this full circle back to TikTok. For me, it's the simple of why I'm trying to encourage people to live by faith in Christ. That's why I'm doing it. So then what am I doing? Well, I'm using social media to do that. And it's really just by sharing how I live by faith, sharing my life. And that means I'm not just sharing my messages, but I'm also sharing, just my family, my thoughts, my everything. And so then it's like, what I'm sharing that stuff through social media. So then it was like, all right, well, I'm doing it on YouTube and I enjoy that. Let's try, Instagram. I kind of enjoy Instagram. Facebook, it's all right. I need to get back around and try a little bit more.
Right.
And then it was like, okay, so what about Twitter? Yeah, I enjoy sharing thoughts on Twitter. Okay, what about TikTok? Again, enjoy it. I tried Snapchat for a minute. Don't.
Oh.
Nicaragua is where Jonas is heading on his missions trip. So he's heading there.
Cool.
You're sending me a message. It might have been my internet.
I'm having a little trouble hearing you. Okay. I think we're squared away now.
Yeah,
but I'm catching like every fifth word. So
I need to update my modem and router. Let's put it that way. So he says Nicaragua.
We were just talking about that before.
Send him some funding.
Before.
That's what Dustin says.
Yeah. Send him some funding thing. That's what I love about Dustin.
And then Aaron and Polinati. Yeah. After a long time, a live stream. Aaron is here. He also said that he enjoyed the Mary Did You Know. He said it was amazing. Aaron, I love you.
Thank
you
amazing.
So much for saying
it was
that.
Amazing.
Yes.
It was amazing. Man, that was one of the best little snippets you've done. That was great.
It
Comical,
needs to go viral, and it didn't, but
great.
It should have.
How many people did it reach? Not that any of this matters. Just curiosity.
I have no idea.
No clue.
That's how much I don't pay attention to analytics. I only use...
Dude, that's another thing. I mean, I don't know that we have the scope or the time to talk, but I have had so much more peace. No comparison is the thief of joy and all that other stuff, but man alive, I've had so much more peace in the last 3 to 4 months on YouTube from just not looking at the analytics. Then again, I haven't grown in subscribers. That's to contradict that. He asked me yesterday. He said, how are you doing with your subscriber count? I'm like, I think I grew 2. Anyway, but there's so much more joy in the process of making these videos. How did it do? No clue. Who watched it? Don't know. I did the best I could with tags. I did the best I could with the description. I made a thumbnail that I was happy with, and people seemed to comment and like it. So that was a win.
And that's the thing. It's like, honestly... I sat there and I really do everything I do for the audience of one. Ultimately, yes, we're all doing it for God. That's the ultimate audience that we're doing it. But if I'm just going to be completely frank, blunt, and real, I make stuff that I enjoy. And if nobody else enjoys it, I just don't care. So it's like...
That's
So
true.
I still watch the Mary Did You Know because it's hilarious. Sonic Gray saying, I missed the Mary Did You Know. Sonic, if you want to catch it, watch my last video. It was... I think it's
super
titled
brief.
like mental health
brief.
or something like that. And it's a quick 15-second clip in the middle of it. So you'll see it, or you can find me on TikTok and watch it there. But that's what I do. I'm making what I want. I'm making what speaks to me, what I would enjoy. And because of that, I don't care. By the way, it was like 3,300 people or views that it had on that. So... yeah, I got 3,000 on TikTok. I don't know how they calculate a view. It's like on YouTube, what is it? 15, 60 seconds,
like 30
something like
seconds?
that. 30 seconds maybe. Yeah, I think it's 30 seconds counts as a view on YouTube. Facebook is 3 seconds. So that's where people are like, oh, I get so many more views on Facebook. No, you're getting people that just couldn't hit the button to get away from your video fast enough. And I know that because I was trying to get away from their video because it was too long.
That's so true.
So
it's so true.
But
man.
and on TikTok, it's 15-second clips. So it's like by the time you tried to swipe away to the next one, they probably counted it as a view. But again, it was funny to me. And that's why I made it. I enjoyed it. So that's what I wanted to do. It's like us doing this live stream. You and I enjoy conversations with each other. I enjoy having, our audience in here and able to kind of chime in and share with us back and forth. And so it's like, I'm going to make this because I enjoy it. And then I hope that other people enjoy it as well. And if they don't, YouTube puts in this little thing that you can give a thumbs down if you don't like it. Feel free. I don't really care. I think actually the last time I said that, somebody did it. It might have been my daughter too. But no, it's like
interactions. Thank you for your deposit.
Exactly. So I don't mind. So I don't chase the analytics anymore. I've got updates here and there. Honestly, some of my updates when I hit like subscriber milestones come from you guys out there, that it's like you noticed it before I did and you send something. My kids might be the ones that'll mention it. And Jared and I were talking about this yesterday, where sometimes it's them just saying, hey Dad, where are you setting at in subscribers? I don't know. So I just pull up TubeBuddy and it shows me and I was like, well, there we are. And then sometimes they're like, oh, you lost a subscriber. I'm like, sweet. And they're like, oh, you gained 2 subscribers. Sweet. For me, it's just
the
I'm
only
going to do what I do.
that I care about in this world
is me.
In this world is your subscriber count, because coming soon. there's a little something that you've promised.
There is.
There's a little something that we've all got to see at 1,000 subscribers.
We're getting close. At 1,000 subscribers, I'm jumping out of an airplane. I've always wanted to, and I figured what better way to celebrate than to propel my body out of a perfectly good aircraft for no other reason than I can.
Yes.
So yeah. Yes. That's it. It's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy it, I think. We'll find out.
But to the point of making what we like and not really caring, I'm considering making some stuff on my channel that's super long. I don't anticipate anybody's going to watch it other than me in a couple of years, but it's like I have to make it just to find out, one, how, two, it's the stuff that I'm into right now. Bo something or another. He's the guy who ran did you see him? Like a new kind of marathon, I think is what the name of the video was.
Nope.
Anyway,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
He makes long stuff. He makes longer form documentary style content, and I can't stop watching it. He's an Aussie from Australia, obviously. He's an Aussie, and he does interesting things. Are watching it, and I want to make stuff like that. I don't know that my life is all that interesting, but I want to make stuff like that. I want to create things that are longer form, that I don't have to splice up to 3 minutes or less, or 4 minutes or less, or 5 minutes, or whatever X number of minutes. Just want to make it to the best of my ability and let it ride.
And I think it's important. It's like, okay, let me put it this way. I watched a video just the other day. His name's not Bo, is
Bo
it?
Miles. I think it's Bo Miles.
I did just watch somebody else the other day, and I'm thinking his name might have been Bo.
Oops.
What was that thing?
He made Run the Line, Junk Office,
Oh, no.
Trail of Miles.
Here's another one, actually, while I'm thinking about it. Another YouTuber that I caught in 2019, Tyler Babin. So, and that's the guy that I'm thinking
works
of.
For Gary V.
Used to work for Gary V.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Used to work for Gary V. I believe he got like the Adobe Creative like thing that they were doing. So he's been doing these like mini documentaries 24 hours with. And so he did one the other day that was really good. It was like, I don't know, 14, 16 minutes. It was 24 hours with Cody Wanner. Dude, I watched the entire thing. It was so captivating and intriguing. And I typically won't watch anything beyond that 6 to 8 minute mark, just because I got so many things to do that it has to be very, very entertaining for me to catch that. Like, really entertaining. And this one was. It was good. So... But yeah, so you making long form content, do it. It's like, okay, so here with this live stream, here we are, we're over an hour long into this live stream. I don't anticipate that everybody's been with us. Some people have.
Not a prayer.
What?
Not a prayer. Oh, not a prayer that somebody's outside of, the crew, outside of somebody who's either just stumbled upon us, who's fascinated with you and me, but it's probably our crew, which I could narrow down to a handful of names. Hi, guys.
Yeah, and it's just been one that, even with this, it has been one that some have hopped in there and some have hopped out, and they're in and they're out and they're in and they're out. And with questions or things that they've got, I mean, it was like Dustin was there with us for quite a while, probably spent a half hour on the stream, which is insane. Yeah. But a lot of this is, it's at different times. These conversations, they work best live. They're fun to do live, to watch them on the replay. Some people do that. Others won't. And I think a lot of it's about the person and the personality too. I can sit there and think about that with different TV shows. Let's talk about like late night talk shows. There are some of those talk show formats that I will watch and others that I won't, because some of the people, it's like, I just don't
particularly care. Hold your point, but who's your
Okay.
favorite? You must choose.
Late night talk show?
Yes, sir.
Jimmy Fallon.
Kimmel? Okay.
Yeah.
I figured you were a Fallon guy. Cool.
Fallon, although Kimmel's probably my least favorite.
Mine too.
But I like Fallon.
I'm a Fallon guy. I love it.
I really enjoy James Corden. So... But yeah, but I like Fallon. But one of the other things is like Netflix has that the David Letterman conversations, and so he's still got some of those, which is just an interview format, and they're long, but I enjoy watching those. I think it just depends on the content, on the type of a content. Like a live stream, I would loathe a live stream that was like 60 seconds long. It would be like, by the time I hopped on, you're now gone.
It's over. Yeah.
So I like the long, streams like this. But for a video, when I'm doing like a normal YouTube video or something, I'm trying to make a specific point. It's not having a conversation, it's making a point or sharing a piece of advice or some insight, something like that. And so because I'm trying to share specific information or inspiration, it doesn't need to be that long. It needs to be real short and sweet. And even like at church.
So what is your plan?
Go ahead.
Sorry. What is your
Jump
plan
in.
for this particular segment? I just like to know what's your plan for this particular segment. Maybe share with some of the folks, because I know a little bit. But
so with you and I doing these
on Thursdays at 11ish. Yeah.
So with you and I, we're gonna just try this out. We're gonna see what happens. And I think that's first and foremost. One, like I said, I make stuff that I enjoy. And if I don't enjoy it, I'm not making it anymore. So that's just how it's going to be. If I enjoy it, I'm going to make it. If I don't enjoy it, I'm not going to make it. And I'm not making any apologies for it. So with this,
hey man, you're the boss. We're over
let's
here on
see
Joshua
if
Brewer's
we enjoy
channel.
it. If we enjoy it, if it's something that you and I enjoy, then we'll keep doing it. And if we don't enjoy it, we won't.
That's the beauty segment. I get to just talk to my friend for however long. What's it been, an hour?
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about? 2019 in review. Fantastic. Where did we end up? Cats with laser beams and YouTube. I don't know.
Right.
Fine by me.
Yeah, and that's the thing, that there's so much potential with what this could be, because it's really just, it's the vlog pastors. We're just, we're here. We're doing what we do. We're chatting.
This could go. Who knows? That's the fun of it. Who knows where this goes? It's unpredictable. Right. It could be different every time. Who knows?
Yep. Yeah. So the only thing you and I know for sure, for these guys to want to know, is that for the next 2-3 weeks, something like that,
sure,
we're committing to hopping on here Thursday late morning. That's about all the more specifics we can be. We had hoped to plan like at 11 today, and we didn't get started, and I think till 12:30, and that's Central Time because, well, the technical issues of interwebs, which, like I said, I've got to get a new modem and router so I can at least uphold my end a little bit better. And then we got to figure a way to get good internet to rural Texas.
Pipe it in. We're ready for it. Come on.
If you guys weren't an entire country in and of itself, it would be a little bit easier.
Mars, baby. Merca. Yeah.
So, hey, let me ask you,
if you don't mind, let me...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You ask your question real quick, and then I've got a direction I want to take.
Fantastic. Just speaking about different countries and whatnot, you got me thinking. I want to ask, and I don't know how to frame this exactly, but like, what's your take? I'm in Texas. You're in Iowa. We are still kind of rural, obviously, as compared to New York, California, those types of states and whatnot. But like, what's the sentiment towards our president? A lot of things being political, with Iran and everything going on. What's your take on it? I don't want to get too obviously over serious right now at the end of the podcast, but that has been a big thing for us down in Texas. As far as look like in the beginning, it was like, oh my goodness, here comes Trump. This is going to be fantastic. There was something about him, about his maybe behavior, and Christianity swung away from him hardcore, and then there was almost like a reacceptance here for some, and then progressing of liberalism and whatnot and conservatism, and have shifted, almost like forced Christianity to take on certain perspectives. And I wonder, is that the same take that you have on the state of politics and Christianity? Because politics seems to be influencing Christianity's opinion on everything. So what'd you take, if I could define it any less?
You opened a big can of worms.
That's what we do.
So my take on this is vastly different than the majority of Christianity. I have a lot of friends in ministry that refuse to talk to me about politics because I take such a hard-nosed stance. Here is my hard-nosed stance, just for anybody that wants to know, and this goes at any form of an elected official. Exodus 18:21 is my standard bearer. It says, but select from among you capable men such as fear God, tell the truth, and hate covetousness, and appoint them to be rulers over the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, and the tens of thousands. To me, in studying U.S. history, That was one of the big scriptures that our founding fathers used to get our representative form of government down from the federal, state, county, and city type government. And so for me, if we're looking at somebody that fears God, tells the truth, and hates dishonest gain, we're pretty safe. And so it doesn't matter. That's who I vote for, somebody that meets that criteria. Only after they've met those three criteria do I move along to the capability. So if I've got two candidates and they both fear God, tell the truth, and hate dishonest gain, who is more likely to win? That's only where the more likely comes in. So for me, that's my standard, which means coming most elections, your popular 2, 3, 4 candidates do not meet that bar, and I don't vote for them, and then I get Republicans and Democrats that don't like me.
Right.
And so when it comes to...
you find yourself in a 2 Timothy environment, or
so
1 Timothy 2 environment.
Right. And when it comes to me at this point, it's like, with what Donald Trump is doing, I'm treating him the same way that I treated him at the beginning, that I'll continue to treat him, that I treated Barack Obama, that I treated George Bush, that I've treated Bill Clinton. I'm praying for them daily.
Yep.
God, get a hold of them, do something through them, and if at all possible, use whatever they are doing for your glory. Right. And so that's really the prayer that I have. So I don't really pay attention to too much of what's going on. And others, they get wrapped up into it. They worry about it. They have lots of care, lots of anxiety. I don't. When we're in Iowa, so we're the first of the nation caucus state. There are some candidates over the years that have kind of blacklisted me, that they won't let me into their events because I tend to ask questions, and they don't like the questions that I ask because I'm trying to get to, do they fear God? Do they tell the truth? Do they hate dishonest gain? And that's what I want to know. So I ask questions that are pointed around that. But any candidate that comes in, if they're in my area, I'm going to see them, and I'm going to see if I can pray with them in that moment.
Yeah.
So that's the approach that I take. That being said, I think you're spot on that politics have started to influence Christianity way too much. But it's not just politics, it's world. And really, that's been back since the beginning, where we've just allowed the world to speak into our Christianity way too much. And so it's like we try to get this image of God based on creation rather than looking at creation based on the image of God. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense at all.
No, right down the pipe. I appreciate your perspective. I was just, as a church, we're looking at on chapter 2, and it's kind of like, hey, the politics thing, the government, that's not where the center, that's not where the show is, that's not what's, that's not the culmination of everything. It's just so that those people allow us to magnify our God, allow him to be who he is, and reconciling everything to himself, bringing order to schools and health and all the other things. It's like, just make sure that they govern in a just way.
Well, and so one of the things, we can do this. I've taught from the pulpit politics a lot. One of the things that I always kind of defer to, and I think it gets to the basics of things, we need to understand really the why. Again, why? So why was government really instituted in the first place?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I think.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. You and I were breaking up a little bit.
I was gonna say we need to make a caveat here. We need to make sure, because this I think is important to all of where we're going, and with this talking back and forth. Because outside of you and I, we're gonna talk back and forth and try to discover truth and enlightenment. But I want to say that to the person, whoever's watching, if they've made it this far, live stream. I'm not speaking on behalf of Christianity, simply to pastors who are having a discussion about, no matter what they may be, political or social. We're just discussing them to the best of our ability with the information that we have, with the revelation that we have at current, man to man, face to face. So, that fair enough?
Fair enough. You broke up a little bit on my end, but if I were to summarize what I believe you just said, we're not saying definitively this is the right way of doing things. We're sharing from our perspectives and our Bible interpretation. This is what we see Scripture saying.
Ready.
Perfect. Okay, so that being said, here's what I see Scripture saying as to why government was established in the first place. It goes to Romans 13. And really, you've got the church and you've got government. The government is supposed to promote good and punish evil. The church is supposed to do good and deter evil. The problem, ultimately, in my humble opinion, is the doing good. The church dropped the ball big time. The church has not been doing good. And it's the old saying that nature abhors a vacuum. So what happened is the government stepped in to start doing good. But the problem is they don't have the source of knowledge for what is actually good. And so that becomes the problem. So government should really just be promoting good and saying, okay, this is what's good. We're going to help fund this. We're going to help promote this. We're going to help, make tax breaks for that type of a deal. That's what they should be doing. What happens is when they start doing it, they're operating out of God's design, and it's just not as effective. And so then you have people, oh, well, the government's just wasting money on all of these welfare projects. Well, the government shouldn't be involved in the welfare projects. That's what the church should be doing. However, the church isn't doing it, so the government's stepping up to take the role of the church. So why are we surprised when people start worshiping government rather than worshiping God? Anyways, that's just my thoughts. Harley,
I missed a good... Are you... Sorry.
You might have missed a nugget. It was powerful. You'll have to watch the replay.
Trust me, I believe you.
Uh-oh, Jared just cut out there.
I trust that. I trust you, man. Whatever you just said, yes and amen. Probably a weird conversation anyway, but I guarantee you brought the heat on that.
Yeah. I think Harley sums it up good. Christianity should influence politics, not vice versa. Absolutely. Yes and amen. I believe that to be the truth. Okay, so you threw that curveball in here. You brought us into a somber moment. Way to go, Jared. Shame on you. So here's what I was going to ask.
I don't receive any of that. Go ahead.
Here's what I was going to ask. 2019 year in review, your YouTube channel. What was your favorite video that you made?
That I made?
Yes.
Okay, what stands out to me? I don't know that I, believe it or not, I don't know that I released my favorite. I think my favorite is still in the can. I never released it. But
are you going to release it?
Speaking of the Las Vegas videos, I thought they were a lot of fun just because there was a lot of collaboration. We were live there in the moment. It was fun running into Henry and Diana, and just there was a purpose. There was a clear-cut purpose for think anything up. It was just kind of documenting what was happening. This one's about this is what's happening, which is probably where some of my style videos, Life of a Pastor. But right. Favorite never came out.
So are you going to release it?
Favorite never came out. I lost some footage on, it was kind of an update type video, and I used all construction repair type of thing, and kind of updating, refacing my little studio environment. I did that, and I updated everybody on what was going on, what had happened in 2019, kind of a rewind type deal. Mm-hmm. and that was my favorite one. And I lost a lot of footage on it, and so it never came out.
Wow.
That's the one. That's my favorite. It was. I mean, lost. It was significant enough that I just was so discouraged by it. I'm like, I'm not doing that again.
Okay. Yeah.
But that was. I like ones. I like for my channel. I like the stuff that has depth. Whenever I talk about something, I want to show it pictorially. Whenever whenever I'm talking about back in Las Vegas, I want to. So it's kind of fun, but I missed it. What was yours?
My favorite video that I made in 2019 was part of Vlogust, where we spoofed my wife and your wife, and we took their lightning round answers and made a parody of it.
Oh, the lightning round.
That was my favorite. I will still watch that.
Yeah.
That's the type of video that I just enjoy. So I got a kick out of it. It was the favorite one that I made. There were a lot that I made that were more in depth. But that one was just, man, it was so much fun. Even though it's at the end of that video that I used that Da Bomb hot sauce and almost killed myself. But it was my favorite.
Dude, you put much fine hot sauces and hot things, and that's part of our celebration. Do hot, dude. You put way too much sauce on there. Like that thing was slathered. All about liberally applying the hot sauce, but
it was bad. It was bad. I
warned you, my friend. That one's a hot one.
It was bad.
Whoa.
It was really bad. I did not expect it to be that bad.
You're crazy. My favorite video of yours for 2019 was obviously the Kanye one. Really liked the Kanye one. That was well done with transitions. It was relevant as in that it was timely because all the Kanye stuff was coming out. I was thinking about Kanye. I was thinking about making a video, and then you came out with a video, and I was like, never mind that video.
Right.
It was great.
Yeah, I'm sitting here and I'm trying to think of all of yours. I don't remember which one it was. I remember the moment, but I can't remember which video. It's where you were laying on the floor in your church trying to hear from God. And I cannot remember which episode that was, but it was hilarious. And it was just so good. And I don't know, it was the story behind it that was just good. I mean, I sat there and I can talk to my kids and they still remember that one as well. It was just, and isn't it funny how there are certain things that we do that it's those things that catch other people, that they're the ones that notice this piece or that piece, but it's often something we weren't, I mean, it's like we thought of it, but we didn't think it that far through.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm always surprised. I'm not surprised about the stories. I am surprised about that one because there's certain times when you're like extremely vulnerable, and that was one. That was one where I was sharing that like communicator or hearing from the at that season in my life was not my strong suit, and was not valued from my peers or congregation. And there was a lot of time spent on the floor, both in preaching,
right.
Believe it or not, and in hearing, on your face and trying to hear from the Lord, and just replaying that tender moment for me, because it's like, I'm not holding anything back. This is what it looked like. As best as I can represent this again, this is what it looked like to lay here awkwardly on the ground for several awkward seconds in a sermon, waiting to say something. And I didn't think that would go over, honestly. So kind of shocked that was. I didn't think
it was
that would
the one I
anybody
enjoyed
but
the
me.
most. Yeah, and it's just it's the little things. I think a lot of that was the vulnerability, the relatability to it, that we all have those moments. I mean, maybe not exactly like that, but we go through those things and we just kind of relate to it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there were honestly for me so many that I enjoyed making this year. Now, this was really, it was my first full year on YouTube. Because I started May of
Are you kidding
2018.
me?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
May of 2018 is when it started. You can look at my channel and it says like 2011. Well, that's when I started the Google account. And I think I uploaded a video for, I don't know, my family, just so that they could share it, but I didn't do anything to it. So I think it's unlisted or completely hidden, but I didn't touch the channel, didn't do anything until May of 2018, May 12th, I believe, and then I uploaded 5 videos. So last year was the first full year where January through December I was making something, and I think I made a video at least every month. November was a little dicey. I wasn't quite sure. I don't know. I may not have in November. Now that I think
November
about it.
was tough.
No, November was
on all
a rough
parties.
month.
November was a tough one. Yeah.
But even though I didn't make necessarily on YouTube, I was making more content. So I was doing stuff on TikTok as well and making some videos over there, doing stuff with like Instagram stories, and trying some things out as well. So it was a blast, making a lot of that stuff. I'm excited for this year because I think I finally got my head straight on what I want to do. At least is in the what I'm going to make, the why, the what. So it's like, I'm going to make stuff that I enjoy. And if I don't, I'm not going to be held captive to that. I hope that other people will enjoy it. I hope that you guys all enjoy it. I hope that you watch it. But if you don't, I'm not losing sleep about it. And I think that we've got enough of a community and an audience around here that everybody appreciates that. They don't want me to do something that I don't want to do. They just want to see me be me and, just share God through that. So that's what I'm excited for, to try a couple new things. I've put a couple things to rest, and this is going to be fun to see what happens. So,
yeah.
How about you? You got any big projects in mind for the next year?
Some of your I do. I do. As always, I have more than I'm able to get done. But I do. I'm going to do some vlogs, just like a vlog once a week kind of a thing, just to keep things going and churning. Mm-hmm. And then I'm working on longer form stuff. I have made 11 episodes of a series in the can. So if anybody's able to watch, they're pre-recorded. I'm probably going to release them as a podcast and as a kind of like this.
Nice.
An interview type. I need to release that because my wife says I need to release that. You made it. You made us do it. She says you made us sit down and talk through all the points and stuff, and so you need to release it. You need your people to see it.
Right.
If you hadn't noticed, I have a deal with releasing stuff. If it doesn't meet a certain standard for me or it becomes irrelevant, I don't really want to release it. But she's like, you need to do it. Just let it out there. So this is coming out on that. Probably gonna maybe once a month or something with that one. And then I'm making the longer form content. I've already started with a couple of people, but I want to do this thing called World Changers. And that's where I want to do an in-depth behind some key people and effective Christianity. And I want to see what makes them.
Yeah.
I want to see the family, not just the evangelist who's speaking to thousands. I want to see them get frustrated. I want to, I've got the vlog that's coming out weekly. I'm working on the World Changers, and I'm probably going to be supplementing all of that with some interviews down with friends and Jesse and so
nice.
That's what I've coming up.
Nice. So yeah, that's good. Me, I've got. I'm committing to making a vlog a week. My goal, my hope, is to have that releasing at least next week. And the aim is to have it on Tuesdays. So at least every Tuesday there's a vlog coming out. I'm hoping to do some Bible studies and get those going in, but I'm going to try it. Honestly, and it was the thing that surprised me last year, my best performing video was the Isaiah 41:10 Bible study. I think it was the Fear Not. And it's been my top performing video of 2019. And so because of that, it was like, I obviously enjoy studying the Bible and I love sharing the Bible. I don't enjoy doing it in that setting, sitting at a desk. And that's why I didn't do it anymore. I recorded 3 of those and I was done. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. So I've got a few ideas that I'm planning on working out and seeing how it works. I'm going to do a batch recording of probably another 3 or 4, and then we'll see how those go, how I enjoy making them, how I enjoy watching them, and then how well they're received. And that'll determine whether or not I keep that going in the future. But I'd love to do that with just a Bible verse at a time, or maybe a Bible concept or a word. So I'm sure at some point I'll be doing a little bit of that, Greek and Hebrew study, at least from my perspective. So I'm excited to try that, to see how it goes. It's going to be interesting. And then, of course, this isn't even talking like the marriage ministry that I'm working at as well, or our church and what we've got going there. So my son and I have an idea of a show that we would like to run for our church, and that would be on a church's YouTube channel that we would then be establishing. And then, of course, we had Diana Gladney come up and she recorded this video podcast for the marriage ministry. And probably in the next couple of weeks, those will start releasing once a week. And then there's some other ideas that we've been thinking about to also do on the YouTube channel. So it's an interesting time, a lot of video production that's going to happen. But the one thing I'm really focused on for sure is I will have a vlog a week coming out on this channel, no matter what. If it's bad, I will do a live vlog. And so I will just grab my phone and I will hotspot, type of a deal with the GoPro, and I'll just go live that way. But it'll be once a week, at least. That's what I'm committing to. I think one of the things that you and we've talked about this, your videos that you've got, those 11 that are kind of in the can, you've already rendered them, correct? So they're already like exported, ready to go?
So a portion of them are. Most of them are already, they're uploaded. They just need to be released. I have the rest of them that need to be edited. They're all shot and ready to go, but
yeah,
need to be edited.
So with me, one of the things that I do is I've got footage upon footage upon footage from a few different things. Actually, Spencer Patton just hopping in on the chat right now. Hey, Spencer, what's up? We met up with Spencer down at the men's conference. And so I've got video of Spencer and I chatting and sharing some thoughts. And I would love to include that in a vlog. But part of what I do with the vlogs is, if it's not right now, a week later, I've kind of forgotten that stuff and I don't want to go back to it. But that being said, I just watched my youngest. I did a birthday vlog for each of them last year. And Micah's, we did after the fact. So we recorded the footage on and around her birthday, but it wasn't until like a week or 2 later that we actually sat down and recorded it. And I was like, wait, if I can do it for that, I can figure out a way for doing it in this other stuff. So that's stuff that I've got. But, it was like last year I went to Video Marketing World, not last year, 2018. I went to Video Marketing World down there in Dallas, recorded a ton of footage, but I never released a video about it because it was after the fact and I just didn't want to. What was that?
Even though I begged you for that footage.
Yeah, and people were asking for it and begging for it, and I didn't do it. I probably still won't do it, other than maybe some B-roll footage here and there. But I probably won't. That being said, I don't delete any of my footage. I've got all of my raw footage. I've got an 8 terabyte hard drive down below here that's about full. So it's like I just save everything. I hope to release some more vlogs, but that's the one thing that I'm just getting out of my head. And the one thing I will say that I learned in last year, especially doing Veda and Vlogust, is I enjoy the 24-hour turnaround on a vlog. The pressure of, I've got to get this out tomorrow. I operate good under that pressure. I operate good with that fire behind me. And so that's one of those things that this year I'm adding that pressure for the vlogs every week to come out. So you guys can expect one at least next Tuesday.
You know, you were talking yesterday, which I found fascinating. I don't know why. Correct me if I'm wrong or if this is not the way that you feel, but I don't really know everything about you being a pastor and how, like, for instance, like when I think back to your vlogs, I think about your family. I think about when you're out with your kids, or y'all are going to the mall, or you took one of them to go get some ice cream or some situations, and when you're prepping for sermons and that sort of thing. I don't know, interacting with what it's like, what you're struggling with, and for some reason I don't think the same thing about that's something about me that I think I might want to change, because I'm always trying to find, like, what's the point, what's the nugget that I can share. And I might shift sharing, a point or a thought or something that the Lord's laid on my heart in a different format, maybe with, the World Changers or, a different venue, but just kind of share what it's like in the pastoral grind. What do you think? Thoughts? Actually,
my first thought is I couldn't quite catch what you were saying.
What you got? That makes sense or no?
Summarize that in one quick sentence again, because you broke up enough that it was hard to catch the point.
I lost you. Where'd you go?
We're here. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can see you.
Okay, so I want you to try to summarize your point in one quick sentence. Ask that question again, because some of you were breaking in and out for a little bit there.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was gonna say, sometimes we'll summarize it. Is it interesting to you? Because I find it answered my own question. How about I'm interested in your daily pastoral. I don't know why I find my own pastoral grind interesting. I like watching you interact with your world.
Yes. Okay, so
the end. I was going to ask you, do you think that would be interesting for me? Because that's part of where I want to take my vlog.
Yes. To me, you heard me earlier. My thoughts, I'm going to make what I enjoy. But just from my perspective. I'm going to make what I want to watch. But from my perspective. So that's what I think you should do. That's how I found, I think, the vast majority of, this community is I'm just making stuff that I enjoy. And if they're along for the ride, great. And if not, great. And some of them are along for some of the ride, but not all of the ride. So I may release some things, like I did the 3-minute Thursdays, those tips, tricks, and tutorial stuff. I released a video. I think I recorded like 3 or 4. I'm going to release some more of those because I enjoy them. That's the stuff I like watching. So I want to share that from my perspective so other people could watch them. That being said, like, my mom flat out told me, Josh, I'm not watching that stuff. I don't really care. Her thing was just,
Deb.
She's like, just tell me what day you're releasing it. So if I get a notification, I know not to watch that one. Like, that's fine. So the hard part is, if we do the live stream and I release those on Thursday, she's going to have to watch the notifications to see which is which. So, but yeah, so for you enjoy watching that stuff. So make that stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You enjoy watching it.
I lost you for a second.
So make it. Make what you enjoy watching.
Yep.
And then
I'm with you,
you'll
man.
surprise
Let's do
yourself because people will jump on and they'll enjoy it. And even if they don't hop on, well, you still enjoy it. So
I enjoy it.
the other aspect of this that I don't think a lot understand, because here's something when it comes to vlogging. Okay, so I'm taking a quick little tangent here. I was watching Disney Plus, which may be the best thing that happened in all of 2019. Let me just say that.
The Mandalorian.
Disney Plus, The Mandalorian, Baby Yoda is amazing. But not only all of that, they've got this show called The Imagineering Story. I don't know if you've seen it.
No.
Oh, it's amazing. So it talks about, like the Imagineers and kind of how that was started. In the first episode, they're talking about the creation of Disneyland. And one of the ladies, she's talking about this because her mom, they've got Disney's got the Haunted Mansion there. And her mom is actually the face and the voice for one of the ghosts in there. And now she's working. Her mom's since passed away, but every day she's able to hear her mom's voice.
Yeah.
And it's that little bit of a connection. And so for me, the other aspect of this is I'm making these vlogs. I'm documenting my life. I'm documenting my family's life. When I'm gone, if the Lord tarries and my family's here and I'm not, they've got all of this that they can go back at any point. They can relive some of those memories. It's a similar way that we keep photo albums, and we like to recollect that. But now they're able to see and really kind of experience and relive it. So that's the other part of it, is documenting the journey that you have. It's something, Trey Van Camp talks about doing through his Vlog Your Ministry course. I think it's something that Gary Vee talks about as well. Just really doing a lot of documentation. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm going through. So that's my encouragement.
Wouldn't you have loved to have seen John Wesley's, visually seen his life, or man. Charles Spurgeon? I know we have the notes on him, but
that Jared and I are committed to being back here tomorrow, or no, next week. Not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
I'm not here tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
Next
I
week.
Won't be here tomorrow.
Next Thursday, roughly the same time, late morning, lunch hour-ish. And in that time, I am going to do everything I can to make sure that I have a more stable internet connection, so at least we're a little bit better. And we're going to be working on Jared's and seeing what we can come up with to help his end out as well. So that's the plan. I think that's all I've got for you guys. Hey, I want to encourage you all to stay blessed and enjoy God's best. And Jared would love to encourage you to what? Taste and see.
Is it what's my line? Feed me the line.
You would love to encourage them to taste and see the extravagant love of God.
I wanted to stay blessed, enjoy God's best, and have a good day. I wanted to do.
No, well, you could do that too.
We'll your figure channel. It out. Stay blessed, enjoy God's best, and have a good day. It's my favorite. I wait for it every time. It's like, say it, say it.
Yes, it's amazing.
Helping you taste and see the extravagant. That's our deal.
All right. That's all we got for you. Enjoy, guys. Have a great day. Have a great week, and see you next week.
Bye. Adios.
Are you sure you want to end the